All right, Big Shetty here, hanging out with the entire crew from Colutainment. And want to talk a little bit about what you've been up to all this time with the project and how you
Yeah.
might be giving the likes of Clarence Peter and Tijo Money a run for their money to the know. All right, so while we get into it real straight, this is the morning rush on the Beat 97.9 FM. My name is Big Shetty on the Beat. It's a special weekend here in Nigeria and indeed around the globe because this weekend we celebrate World Music Day. And it's more apt that we're talking about someone who started his musical journey in a very interesting way as well. But I don't want to take over the entire story myself. Let's get to know the young man and all he's been all about. So, Marius, it's the first
um,
time you're joining us in the studios. Let Abuja get to know you a bit.
okay. Hey everyone, it's your boy Mariuscarl, your favorite creative. I like to call myself a creative because
Yeah,
I think that's the best word that embodies all of the things I
you do.
enjoy doing.
Okay.
Exactly. And this is such a great honor because this is my first time going on air.
Like literally.
Yes,
Oh, that's
yes. So
awesome.
it means it's kind of like a milestone for me.
Right?
Yeah, so it's a beautiful one.
Okay.
Yeah,
So tell me about this creative space because generally, when it comes to you, like you said, it encompasses a lot of things that you do.
yeah.
We'll talk about the music part soon enough, but when it comes to the creative space you've been a part of for a while now, where did you start from and how did you eventually, include music? I don't want to say switch because I think you're doing both at the
Yeah.
moment.
I think it all started with music, if you're being
Oh, for real?
very
Okay.
sincere. Yeah. It started with, sneaking out of school, going to
Hey,
the
we
studio
is mommy in
because
Abuja?
it felt much more comfortable there.
Okay.
I love the energy, like seeing people record, like
Okay.
and I was somebody that was so attributed to music. Like I
Okay.
grew up liking music. I used to always listen to music,
Okay.
have my own little what's it called? What's it?
Playlist.
Symbian phone then
Oh, the
like your memory
Java
card.
era.
Exactly. So I have like a couple songs I listen to over and over again because I did not
Okay.
have space for more music.
Okay.
You get so I kind of like gravitated towards that sonar energy of
Mm.
creating music. Like I said back then in school, sometimes I'll just like skip school for like the
Mm.
whole day, tell my parents I'm going to school,
Mm.
but I'm heading to the studio. I
Okay.
wasn't doing anything, I was
Yeah.
just there in the studio like watching OGs come, like Jungle Boy and the rest are like
Okay.
top OGs where I grew up. So I think I picked up the interest from there, and then once in a while I'll just voice something on the mic. Even
Okay.
though I wasn't so confident, but I just think that okay, I liked doing this thing.
So basically, you were just around the music space, but
Yes, I
not
was
actively
exactly.
vocally or anything
Yeah.
at
And
that
then
time.
I now had friends that were like also decided to like pick this up. So
Okay.
like it felt much more closer. Like I felt really close to the creating process.
Okay.
And me too, I went along with them and we started making music, just making music for the fun of it,
Mm.
basically. Like you make a song, vibe to it all night, sleep, wake up,
Mm.
listen to it again just for yourself.
Nice.
You get, but I think it got to a point where I decided, and this was after I also took a bold step to really push my photography,
Okay.
where I decided to like make actual real conceptual photographs and try to like sell to collectors
Oh,
around the
okay.
world. I'm talking in different parts of Europe, of the continent basically.
Okay. Were
So
you
that
like
courage,
making into mints like NFTs and stuff?
yes, I was minting them as
Oh,
NFTs,
wow,
and then
that's a
I
big
saw
deal.
that okay, yeah, people outside really enjoyed what I was doing.
Okay.
You get so I kind of like picked this confidence in really showing my crafts, like showing the things I enjoy doing, because I feel like that's like the whole purpose of being here,
Mm.
being able to um turn what you like to like something that pays you.
Mm.
You feel me? Like
While
you're never
telling
going to
stories, yeah.
exactly you're never going to get bored of it. So
Sure.
I picked that confidence up in like 2022 to like put out my music.
Mm.
You feel me? And then the perception at my first track, Tsunami, with my brother AJ, was like it was good. It was like really good. Like I did
Yeah.
not expect that kind of impression.
Mm.
Yet for a song that I just made out of cruise, like basically we're high and we made
Most
the
of the
song.
big hits in the world came from Cruise.
Yeah, so that kind of like just put me in this
Yeah.
mindset that oh bro, you could actually
This could be a
make
thing.
something. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could actually make something out of this. And I'm talking one out of like another 100 songs I have
Mm.
in my archive.
Okay.
You get like just play some of them unreleased, unfinished, but I'm just always trying to
That's
make
interesting.
it. And I think that's how we got to this point. The only thing now is that rather than actually just going with the flow of everything,
Mm.
we are trying to be so intentional You get so trying to
Like
set
a
goals
professional
exactly.
musical
Like you,
direction.
thank
Yeah,
you very much. We're trying to like
yeah.
take it very professional and actually hit our targets.
Okay.
So I think that's the switch, and then that's why I'm basically here today.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
It's a very interesting intro story. I think you will find a lot of people will be captivated by getting to know how you started, people you familiarize yourself with, and eventually got to the music. But
mhm.
for just a little bit of fun in between before we get into the music part, what was your first choice in your musical name as an artist?
It was my name.
Oh, you went for Marius from the get go.
Yeah, cause like
Okay,
the name Mariuscarl is such a special name.
okay.
You get. I did not like it growing up. I did not like my
Oh,
name because
okay.
my schoolmates weren't able to pronounce my name. Some of my teachers weren't able to pronounce my name.
That's tricky. I find that quite.
Yeah, it's
The
like
friends I can understand. The teachers I
the
don't.
teachers, like some of my teachers were like they found it very difficult to pronounce my name. So I was like,
Okay.
instead of give the word like too much stress, I should
Mm.
just go by my native name, Chidubem. You get.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think I answered Chidubem in like my high school, like all of my high schools. I
Okay.
didn't want the whole Mario, like them trying to pronounce my name. Sometimes they'll make
Mm.
fun of it and then it would hurt, but then you can't really do stuff.
Yeah.
Then it wasn't until when I got into like my first year in uni, and I'm like, I actually do like this name,
Mm.
like fuck all every other. I don't know language.
Don't worry, we'll bleep it.
Yeah, but like for every other person's name,
Yeah.
like I actually do like this name. Like this is the name my parents, like my mom and dad coined on my date
Yeah.
of birth and gave to me.
Probably what they thought about when they were,
Exactly. So I
conceiving
I
you.
just picked up the name, and then
Okay.
the name felt like a challenge because like would people be able to pronounce this? Would people be able
Mm.
to remember this? And I was like, okay, let's just do regardless.
I'll see how it
And then
is.
like just and so it has just been that like all my socials, Marius Carl,
Mariuscarl. Yeah,
everything.
it's quite easy. I was trying to reach a certain somebody earlier. When I couldn't, I had to go look for you on Instagram.
Oh,
And I saw your number and email. I was like, I will call him.
okay.
Let me know what the problem is. But what on the subject of all of that? What's the etymology to your name, origin wise? Is it like Greek or Roman? Because Marius seems
Yeah.
more Roman
Yeah, it is.
with
It is.
aside to Greek from it as well.
So when I asked my parents
Yeah.
like what I mean like what's the name Marius call means, I think they give me a very basic reply. They're like my dad's name is Marius
Oh, okay.
and then my godfather's name is Charles. So they kind of
Uh,
like call him
the
Marius
junior
and
of
Carl.
both. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
But then
Awesome.
I was much more curious. I did not feel like that's the answer I needed
Okay.
to attribute to my name. I feel like there's a deeper meaning.
Okay.
So
I mean,
I
you bear the name. You get to
yes,
tell the story of what it
exactly.
means, the
So
future.
I kind of like dived into like splitting the names, like seeing the origin of Marius and what it meant, and then
Mm.
Carl. So on my findings, I think Marius is a Roman representation of Mars, like the planet Mars,
Uh-huh.
and then Carl is mostly a man, like
Okay. Okay.
a man. That's the meaning of
Okay.
Carl.
Yeah.
So if you kind of bring it together, you have man on Mars, like
Mm.
a
You're
man.
you're diving very close to what's it called, Elton John's
Elon Musk.
project at this point right now. No, but I mean, as soon as I heard the name, it was Roman etymology that just struck me.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
very interested in names and everything. So let's talk about the movement into the music itself,
yeah.
because your focus song from the EP, by the way, it has a new EP out. It's called Love
Love
Life.
life,
It's a 4-track EP and it's very interesting titles on the EP. You've got Carry Me Go,
yes.
you've got a Perfect Picture,
Mm-hmm.
which I think now that I know about your photography side, that's quite interesting as well.
Yes.
There is Finito, which is the focus track,
Yeah.
and there is one more. What's the
Young
first one?
and free.
Young and Free.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the project itself. I mean, you talked about having more than 100 songs,
Yeah.
kept here and there. I heard
Yeah.
some of your team members talk about this song not the EP. So obviously they may
Yes.
not have been, the decision makers when it came to the songs that made the final cut of the EP. What was your idea or focus when you were picking
um.
Love Life?
Okay. I think the whole inception of that EP it happened when I got to meet the producer.
Okay,
Shout out Theo Wave, Theo
okay,
for Wave, Wavy. He's my homeboy. He
awesome.
produced all the beats on the project.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, so I think when I locked in with him, he kind of like brought me to this new atmosphere of Afrobeat.
Mm.
I started off rapping, and like most of my songs, I'm trying to like do hip hop.
Yeah.
But I think one thing every artist kind of like experience is people telling them you need to make commercial music. You need to make,
Okay. Country.
yes, you need
Okay.
to make songs that your people can be able to relate. I've heard
Okay.
it more than a million
For
times.
real.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, it
then
could be a new direction. There was a
exactly.
time where fusion was a big
hmm
conversation. Yeah.
And then Afro is not. It's not like I'm running away from. Like I
I get you.
really love Afrobeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love Afrobeat. So when I met this producer, I decided to like actually lock in with him. Okay, let's dive into this Afrobeat like
Mm.
full time. Let's go into the Afrobeat scene. So we started making the first song we made was Finito,
Okay.
and it went so well. Like it went so beautiful. I put it out immediately after we made the
Nice.
song.
Okay.
Like boom, the next week it was out. You
Okay.
get, and then we have other songs. I mean, I'm like, bro, these songs we have here, I feel like it perfectly tells a story,
Mm.
like a project. It's just giving a project that causes similar Afrobeats percussions and sound we
Yeah.
used. And then I was basically in the same
Mindset.
mindset while
Yeah.
making all of these songs. Yeah, so from Carry Me Go, these are songs that um basically tell the story of my love life
Okay.
because it's the title of the project is more like a double entendre.
I
It's
suspected that with Finito even.
Yes, it's more like love life, like
Okay.
love your life, and
Mm.
then I'm also telling you my love life. Like
Mm.
this is how my love life is
Makes
as a
sense.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Carry Me Go is after some special someone I had in my life that kind of like
Had.
yeah had
Okay.
yeah had basically.
This is to special someone.
But then this that particular song,
Okay.
while I was with this person, it felt like I was always lost, like I was far
Mm.
from my problems. You get, so the power of love to be able to like consume you totally
Yeah.
kind of like inspired carry me go. I'm like telling her, you take all of me, like
Yeah.
just carry
Ignorant
me.
bliss.
Yes, I don't
Okay.
want to even care about nothing anymore. Take me. And
Okay.
then it did not end well.
Of course, reality always sets in
Cause
at
and it
some
did not
point.
end well. So like that's that one song. Then
Okay.
Perfect Picture, it's kind of like crazy, but you have different people inspiring different songs on the
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
So Perfect Picture is me telling a female I like you, and then I think you and I together will make a very
Perfect
perfect
picture.
picture.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then we have Young and Free. This is like my own message to the youth that regardless of everything, like just free your mind. You guys are like freaking young, like you're
Mm.
still young to be
All
thinking
the
of
zeros to explore.
yeah. So like just be young and be free, like make love, like do what young people are supposed to do
Okay.
and enjoy life.
Until
And then
until the consequences of your actions
but
meet
even
you.
though like even though we know that okay
But
the
it's still part of
consequence
the
can get
story.
crazy,
Yeah.
but like just live your life
Yeah.
basically.
But I noticed something with the song Finito when I played it. The initial intro of the song talks about taking life easily. And
Yes,
that attributes to the what I call it, the explanation you talked about, loving
yes,
life,
yes,
take it jeje,
yes,
and then
like
in between it just segues into a love story. And I'm like, this is very tricky, but I like it. I really like it because you're not sure what it is. It's not just a love song. At the same time, it is a live your life for you song.
yes,
So
yes,
it's
yes,
very interesting, and to think that that's almost what the entire project embodies, even down to the title itself,
yes.
shows the intentionality,
Mm-hmm.
of what you were doing with the project. Do you have any visuals out?
Yes, so like I said, I also dabble into visual stuff.
Okay,
So most of my songs, I think I've been able to make videos
okay,
to my capability for most of my songs. Like it's
okay,
part of my release plan. If you're dropping a song, try and like make a video, like
okay.
anything, couple something together and put
All
on
right.
there. So I think I have for like 2, 3 songs. Yeah,
The
I
videos
have
out
something
already.
on YouTube
Okay,
to like show myself either
okay.
perform the song or like just vibe to the
I mean,
song.
it's a profile build up at this point.
Yes,
People get to know
yes,
you,
yes,
follow your work, and then I'm guessing whatever you do, steps maybe from performances down to subsequent projects or features or remixes,
yeah.
your discography basically expands from
Mm-hmm,
that point. So it's
mm-hmm.
fantastic. I absolutely love the song Finito. I started playing on the Beat FM just Wednesday. And it's been getting quite an interesting number of buzz. Since you already released the week after it was produced, what has the online consumption or reaction from people been like?
It's been mostly very positive feedback.
Okay,
Most people I've heard my musical body of work, and some of them kind of like transitioned from my photography space. So you're like, oh wow,
yeah,
we really did not know there is like
yeah.
this whole part of you, and then we find it very interesting
Mm,
and so special. So it's been a very positive feedback
okay,
generally. Yeah.
awesome. If you were to, let me put you on the spot now. I know maybe you've not even talked about this with your team or probably thought about it yourself, but for the sake of the conversation, if you were to picture or a perfect option right now,
Yeah.
not to quote your song title,
Okay.
for a possible feature on a remix of Finito, who would you possibly think you would like to work with?
Um, I think I'm going to go for the people's choice.
Okay,
Most people will be like, "Yo, bro, you need Omale on this shit.
okay.
You need Omale on this song."
I think it would
So
make sense with Omale.
yeah, so I think
Yeah.
Omale is the perfect person
Mm.
for
I thought about
Finito.
King Perry. I don't know why.
Perry is good
Yeah, I thought
too.
about King Perry because there's this element to the production pace. There's a syncopation that goes with Finito that I feel like because of his reggae feel and fusion
Yes,
would
yes.
blend into it very
Hmm.
well. I will send consultation bill later, but while we're on the subject of the song and the project itself, I want to
Yeah.
say congratulations on
Thank
that.
you very
It's
much.
not very often that we talk about artists who are basically starting out on the radio and we get extensive with it, but there's a lot of backstory to you as a person,
Yeah,
and that's why we're taking our time. People get to know you a little bit. So the next time you come through to the studio, it's a follow up on, hey, we called you on this last time.
yeah, yeah.
What's happening, and all of that. So big kudos to you, big shout out to you. Where can those who want to jump on your music, new fan base, so to speak,
Yeah.
new, culture, where can they, get on board with you?
Like I said, Mariuscarl everywhere. On my Spotify, on my Apple Music,
Yeah.
SoundCloud, AudioMac, like basically every DSP you can think of. I try to like put my music there
Okay.
because I mean, the wider the reach, the
Of
better
course.
the
Of
chances.
course.
So yeah, Mariuscarl everywhere, and I think that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, of course, we've been talking to
Okay,
Marius Carl.
Mariuscarl,
Okay.
Mariuscarl. Don't get the spelling
Fantastic.
twisted.
I was going to spell it before, he was told to spell it out. Awesome. But I think on Twitter it's Marius Carl 1.
Yeah, Mariuscarl one.
Awesome,
Yes,
awesome.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's interesting. We're catching up with Mariuscarl. It's the first time in the city of Abuja, but hopefully not the last, because of course I hear from the movement, the global movement with Colotainment, his family. They are setting up shop, a unit in Abuja. So it's going to be a big one for all of you out there who are putting in the work, doing your music globally, and you're reaching out to a wider space beyond just the capital city. Keep an eye out, keep an ear out, and maybe this could inspire the next set of moves
Yes,
that you
sir.
do as well. We
Yeah.
played the track Finito, the focus track for the project Love Life, before we started this chat. And now, in case you missed it, but then again, you can't believe it on that Zumaro, but in case, just in case, check it out one more time. From that Love Life project, Marius Carl with the song Finito.
Yeah,
Pleasure
yeah.
meeting you, Maji.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the best.